Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Judy, and I like to talk about spiritual things, and so you are in the right place if you're interested in anything like that. If this is your first visit to my website, I'd like to welcome you. And if you're coming back, thank you very much for coming back. These videos they're numbered. They're numbered for a reason. You don't have to watch them in order. Of course, you can just pick out the things you like. But I do refer to things in some videos that I've talked about in other videos, and I'm not going to re-explain it. So if you find yourself a little bit like, what is she talking about? You might want to go back and start over. And that includes all the music and the movie clips and all the other stuff that I have, because there's a reason that those things are in the order they're in. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about ghosts. I think most people, because of movies and even cartoons and all sorts of things, ghosts are pretty scary for a lot of people. About 46% of people who are interviewed, do you believe in ghosts? About 46% say yes, they do. Many people are actually very afraid of them, like 9%, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you think of all the people who have been interviewed, and I really can't remember the number, but it was up in the 200,000s. 9% I'm sorry, 9% of it is. 9% of them are actually afraid of them, and those same 9% kind of believe in zombies too. Now that might sound crazy to some people, but oftentimes in our lives we have things happen that seem coincidental, or they seem kind of almost magical. And if you are somebody who leans toward believing in ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them, then you might think, oh, was that my mom trying to tell me something, you know? So I'm going to break it down as easily as I can in the way I think of it. Again, I want to remind you, I'm not an expert. I haven't studied, well, I have studied religion, but I haven't studied ghosts. I'm speaking just from my own personal experience and what I believe to be true, which doesn't have anything to do with any religion at all, and may even go against what some paranormal expert can tell you. We oftentimes don't worry about the friendly ghosts, like Casper. It's the ones we're afraid of, They sometimes call them poltergeists. So I am fortunate enough to say I've never had an experience with a poltergeist. And I don't know that I've had an experience with a ghost. I can say that I have experienced things that I would refer to as spirit. So spirit being I want to say in the room, but that almost sounds silly because spirit is what connects us, right? So there isn't really a body or even an individual soul in spirit. But I think spirit from one soul to another can move through you. And I also believe that souls who are out of body, who are free floating, and if they have known your soul quite a few times, I think they can make their presence known for, if no other reason, just to convince you that they're there. To the point where you go, okay, I get it, But so I think through spirit, with spirit, soul can connect with people. Can it move inanimate objects? Can it make things happen? I'm going to tell you that, I would have said no, that can't happen maybe 30 years ago. But I have experienced things that seem unique, never frightened of it, nothing scary, but just things that would appear where they shouldn't have appeared, things moved around, or just music coming on for no reason. Just all sorts of funny things like that. Light bulbs burning out when you walk by, like 10 in one day, kind of weird, right? So, or lights coming on when you didn't turn on the switch, all sorts of those kind of things that involve energy. And it's kind of a cool scene in Ghost, the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, when he's learning how to make things move. And the gentleman who is showing it to him, the ghost who's showing it to him, says, put all your attention there. And what he's talking about is put the energy right there and it'll happen. I don't know if that's how it happens. I don't, if I've ever been a ghost or a soul that has hung out with humans, I don't remember that. I kind of don't doubt that maybe we all get a chance to do that a few times, maybe a few dozen times, but I don't remember that. So all I can say is that from my experience, souls from your previous lives, souls who have known you, who have been close to you, who are trying to help you, and in helping you, of course, helping all of us, certainly can communicate in whatever way that they are able to through the relationship that you have, through the spirit that binds you. And can ghosts hurt us? There's a lot of books and movies and TV shows that say they can. There probably are people that would tell me, oh yes, I got these scratches on my body and I didn't scratch myself. So, I mean, maybe that's true. I cannot tell you if there are bad ghosts, because in my mind, a ghost is, if you want to call it a ghost, and again, I call it more like a soul or a spirit that's kind of visiting or hanging out. But can they be disturbed? Can they be stuck between worlds and not know how to get to where they need to go because they still have something that they need to do, or they think they do? They died violently or something like that. That's usually the story you hear, but with my way of thinking, a violent death is still an experience that was needed, and so would probably be happy to have had that experience. Because remember, in that realm, there's no right or wrong necessarily, and it's all about experience. It's not about taking things personally. You're not mad because you got shot. Yeah, what the heck? I needed that experience, so thank you. So it's kind of that karma thing. Karma's always good. There's no such thing as bad karma. So I feel like I suppose anything is possible. I've experienced enough things in my life that people would either not believe or think I'm crazy about, that I can tell you I believe that almost anything is possible. But I wouldn't focus on that. When you think about soul being there for you, somebody you loved or somebody you had a good relationship with or whatever, and, they are hanging around you in their own way, remember, because they don't have any boundaries. So if the two of you were close in any way, and by helping you, they can help a lot, then, or maybe they can even help themselves in some way. I think you should know that those people are there. People you care for, even people you care for you don't remember because it was 15 lives ago. But there's probably always somebody around who's willing to help you with something if you need it. So I think that souls, the ghosts that people talk about, are probably generally there not to harm us at all, but to help us and to let us know that we're still loved. Well, that's my experience anyway. So not a long video, but I did want to take a stand on that because it's something that people always ask me about. When I start talking spiritual matters, they go, well, what about ghosts? And I'm not an expert on ghosts. I need to call Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd to find out all about ghosts. I will say that any experience I have had has been extremely positive, and enough. It's happened enough. The things that have happened around me have been enough that I in no way could doubt it. So, thank you for listening. If you like what I've said or it was interesting to you, hit that like button for me. Oh, and I didn't even remind you to subscribe and hit the notification bell, so do that too. And in the meantime, I will be back with another video. Thanks for letting me talk. Have a good day.